Welcome to another edition of Journey to the Throne 2017. Every year we get to speak one-on-one with the beautiful young ladies vying for Miss Dominica. On this episode we have with us contestant number 3, Miss Gabrielle Abraham. Welcome, Gabrielle.
Good morning, thank you.
Gabrielle, you are the contestant that's almost right smack in the middle. Although you're not exactly, you're kind of sharing that spot with contestant number 4. How does it feel to be in the middle of the pageant?
It's a wonderful feeling. I feel all the other pageants I've ever been in, I've always been number 3, number 4, something like that. So it might be a lucky number.
Okay, so that works for you?
It works for me.
Okay, that's wonderful. Do you feel at this point in your preparation that you're ready for the show?
I am ready for the show. I'm really counting it down. My entire life is consumed with the show. I dream about it. I wake up, everything I do is just the show the whole day. I'm ready.
Okay, so tell me about your preparations for the show. How has it been?
I would say right now it has gotten very hectic because from the moment I wake up, I'm exercising, then I have talent practice with my speech coach and different things for the entire day. And now that I'm off, it works out very well for me as well. But you know, I think I've just really enjoyed this entire journey. I've learned a lot. I've been pushed out of my comfort zone many times, but it's okay because I feel like after this, I'm not just going to, you know, go back to how it used to be. I think I've grown a lot as a person from this experience.
Okay, I thought I heard you mention that you've participated in other pageants before.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Miss Dominica preparing for that pageant is really like none of the other that you've participated in.
Oh, trust me, it was like none of the others because first of all, we started our rehearsals and all our preparations from the show since August. So even though we were launched, you know, in basically October, the public really doesn't know that we've been having rehearsals and going since we were chosen at the end of July. So it's been a lot. It was a lot longer than all my other pageants in terms of preparation. But I'm thankful for it still.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so let's backtrack a little. And can you tell me a little bit more about you, Gabrielle, about your upbringing?
Well, I grew up in Wallhouse with my mother and my brother primarily, and I've always just been lucky enough to live in very warm and welcoming communities, quiet communities, because Wallhouse was quiet, and then when we moved to Goodwill, where both my grandparents lived, you know, it's just another quiet but welcoming environment because you all know when you go to your grandparents on a Sunday, they're sharing ice pops with you and it's breakfast. So it's a very wonderful environment. So I've always grown up around that, feeling just welcome and at home everywhere I went. So of course, representing Goodwill, it was no surprise to me, and I knew I had to do it and represent them well, but I'm also representing Wallhouse at the back there as well.
So yeah, you're representing 2 communities, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. If you were to describe yourself to me in, I'd say, 1 word, what would that be?
That word would be eclectic. That's what I'd say.
Okay, can you expound on it?
Eclectic really means a mixture of everything because I have interest in many different fields and activities and skills in a lot of different things. And some people may even think, how do they complement each other? But they really complement me and they make me who I am. Okay. So eclectic is the best word I could think of.
Okay, wonderful. Your career choice is quite interesting. It's not maybe something that everybody or many people would select. Can you tell us a little bit about your career and what you do, you work, and which company you work with?
Well, I worked at Dominica on a project, a metering project last year. How that works, I'm a GIS technician. So GIS is a geographic background and we deal with satellite data, map data. So we're basically mapping out everything on the earth and all the things that you would need for the company, such as poles, lines, people's houses. And it increases the efficiency of the company because just think, we have cell sites in so many remote locations. So if you didn't have any maps or anything and couldn't get to these cell sites, how would your workers find them? Or somebody new in the company find the meters and whatnot? So it's really a very essential part of the company.
Okay. And talking about DOM, like you said, right? What do you think about government's geothermal pursuits?
I I think that it's an excellent project, and I'm very excited for it. I actually did my final year project at UE on geothermal energy in Dominica, and our potential here is very, very great. I mean, just look at our testing wells. We were able to see in about 3 days, or a few hours really, that we had the potential to produce geothermal energy, not only for us, but to be able to sell to our neighboring islands. Right. There were places like Montserrat and so on. It took them months before, you know, they could see the potential of their products. So that just shows we have we're really sitting on a gold mine. We have a long way to go in terms of sustaining ourselves, and then also we'll be able to gain economic revenue from geothermal energy. Right, so I think it's a very important project.
Right. But many people though are concerned about the environmental aspects of it, how it will affect them. What would you say about that?
Actually, the riskiest part of the entire geothermal energy project is really when you're testing at the beginning, and our testing stages are over. Right. Because according to the type of geothermal energy that you have, when you drill, that's when, you know, there's a potential for local earthquakes and different things like that, which people are afraid of. Right. But seeing that we have water underneath our rocks, and it's not just hot rocks, so we're not breaking the earth, we don't really have that risk at all here. So I don't think that our people should be worried.
Wonderful. Thank you. If you, Gabrielle, were going to be alone on an island and you could bring 3 items, what would those be?
Oh boy.
Just 3 items.
I would bring... I'm just going to be conventional. I would bring my cell phone, my laptop, and what else? I don't know. I can't think of anything else but just those 2, because I feel like if I have my laptop, then that's everything for me, because that's my creativity. I could sit down, do projects, also even communicate to the world, and probably save myself if I'm on an island. I can use my cell phone, and I don't know about the data, but I could try to contact somebody to come and get me. So that's what I would choose.
Okay. I don't know, have you encountered any challenges in your life? Can you probably give us any challenge you've encountered and tell us, you know, how that has helped you, you know, mold you into a better person?
The only major challenge I would think of in my life was having my parents, you know, get divorced. That's one thing. You know, not everybody can overcome it in the easiest way, but it made me a stronger person. And also it taught me a lot about just relationships, the amount of work that it takes as well. But it didn't teach me, you know, some people, they tend to get a little bitter or, you know, not trust anybody and all that. But I realized, you know, everybody has their faults, and you just have to be able to forgive them and move on.
Wonderful. Do you have a sponsor yet for Miss Dominica?
Just DFC and DDA for now.
Okay, so probably I should give you at least 30 seconds, look into the camera and tell a company in Dominica why they should sponsor you, Gabrielle.
I believe that you should sponsor me because I know that I can be an excellent ambassador for our country. I've done it before. I just naturally promote our country because I love who we are, ourselves as people. And I'm a very talented and diverse individual, and I know that I could represent your company as well, very well.
Okay. I'm sure you'll get a sponsor.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. About beauty pageants now, because this is what we were talking about essentially, you know, Miss Dominica. What do you think the relevance is of beauty pageants in our society?
Well, individually, it really helps girls with their self-confidence. You know, a lot of people hear that and they just think, oh, that's the typical answer. No, it really does. Because just think about it. You're going to the gym, you're working on yourself, you're seeing results, you're feeling very happy about yourself that you might not have felt in years in terms of how your body looks, how you feel. So that's just one aspect of self-confidence. Then you're learning to speak in public, feel comfortable around everyone and just speaking at any occasion. You know, that's another form of self-confidence, right. And it just boosted you. Pageantry, it just boosted you in so many ways that it's very important and very relevant to young girls. And I don't think that people, you know, it's really fair when people look down on girls in pageants or say, oh, you know, it's just, you know, them walking around in a swimsuit. No, it's a lot more than that.
Okay. So you have selected a platform for Miss Dominica. If you could just engage, the audience, engage the public, let them know what your platform is and why you decided to take up this issue.
My platform is developing the nation's youth through music, one note at a time. Why I chose this platform is because I am a musician and I have been surrounded by music since I was born. I have many family members who are also musicians or involved in some form of the arts, such as, my mom is an actress, I have aunts who are dancers, singers, and so on. So I have been diverse in that for my entire life. And then music helped me to be a very well-rounded individual throughout my entire academic career. And it also helps with your left side of the brain development, which is the creative side of your brain. So it helps you to also be a well-balanced individual in terms of how you think. You may not just think of things mathematically, but you will think of things in a more creative realm or different aspect. As well as I saw it help me develop in society. I felt like I had something else, another talent to offer to people. I performed at many concerts with Cicero singers, Christmas concerts every Christmas, and many other aspects at school, graduations, everywhere. So I think not only did it help me become a more well-rounded individual, but then my first job was a music teacher. So even though I studied biology and geography in school, there I was, my first job, teaching music to children. And then that is where it hit me, and it really opened my eyes that, I was able to help children just learn about discipline and then also develop their own creative minds and aspects, and just see how excited they were to learn an instrument, learn something new. It's really like learning another language, and it's very important with their development. So I chose music because oftentimes we don't take music that seriously, particularly in our schools, and I think that we should, because not only is music good for your creative and psychological development, but it can also help you with careers at the end of it all as well. Like you can go into music production and all of that. And look, we have the World Creole Music Festival. That's another avenue for our artists as well.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. Thank you. Very interesting platform, very different, I might say. So, Gabrielle, we want to thank you very much for being on the program with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I really enjoyed speaking with you. All right. So this was another edition or another episode of Journey to the Throne. Join us again next time with contestant number 4.